Hello!
Hi!
Welcome back to Bonnet Babble.
We've started normally this time.
We have, yes. We got out all of our... I can't...
Okay, we did. Not my fault.
I can't
Not this
talk.
time.
No, I can't talk. We got all of our shenanigans out of the way before I clicked the button.
Well
for
done.
once. Yeah,
You waited.
I did.
Patience.
Yeah, and then I lost the ability to speak, so that's good. So, yes, I'm KT.
And I'm Evie.
Yes, and let's get on with it. So, today we're bringing you a new series from the blog. Yeah, the ADHD Chronicles.
Yeah, this one's hilarious.
It is. It's very, very funny. So in part one...
We did touch on this on the first one, but we only touched on it.
I didn't tell you the ins and outs.
No.
It's really funny. So this is part one. How do you lose a car? Well, I'll tell you.
Seriously, how?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So in this series, I will be talking about, and Evie will be talking about, all the stupid things that we've done over the years, attributed to likely what we now know is ADHD.
All of them impulses that lead to...
Stupid decision making. Like, I haven't written about this. This will go in a future blog post at some point, but I remember turning up to work and I got out of the car and I was walking into the office and I'm thinking, you know when you wear high heels, or if you don't wear high heels, you won't know, but when you wear high heels, they've got like rubber bits on the bottom and sometimes you need to like re-sole them or not like re-heel them. And I thought, as I was walking in, I thought that one of my shoes had just lost the rubber bit at the bottom of the heel because they didn't feel... Equal. Yeah. And about literally 3 hours later, took me 3 hours to bloody realise.
Wow.
I looked down and I'm like, I've not even got the matching shoes on. In my defence, they were both black, but one of them was like a snakeskin effect and the other one was suede, and one had two straps and one only had one.
Did you not think?
No.
Okay.
I'd gotten dressed in the dark or something, I don't know. Or the kids were stressing me out or something, and I was just grabbed the first pair, like alleged pair of shoes I could find.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never done that, but I do often, and I'm ashamed to say that it is quite often, I walk out the house forgetting shoes altogether.
Yes. Yeah.
And I get in the car and I'm like, oh, this feels funny on my feet.
Yeah. We'd forget our heads if it weren't screwed on, I swear.
Yeah.
I swear. You should see us every day when we try and leave the house to go and pick up the kids. It's like, I need keys. I need sunglasses. I need a coat, or I've forgotten my bag, or what about my vape?
Well, the other day I did a double back, didn't I? I left the door. I was like, where's the keys? And I went back to the door and I was like, oh no, the keys are in my hands.
Yeah. Or
right there.
Or I'll get stuck in my coat.
Oh.
Because I get stuck in zips
Yeah.
defeat me. And my coat, if I don't zip it up, it's got these stupid toggles on the inside, right? That whenever I sit in Evie's car, get jammed in, you know the little like seat lever adjustment thing that's in the car on the seat? The little toggle gets jammed in there. So when I go to get out of the car,
You're trapped.
I like get yanked back in again. And I'm like, ugh.
My car just likes
It does. It loves me too much. Anyway.
It doesn't even try and keep me that much.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So most of these stories I find very amusing in hindsight. But back in the day, it was, mortifying. And I do know that for some who were directly involved in some of these incidents, still find the topic a tad irritating.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to live the
most of it down.
thing down.
No. No, I'm a walking disaster zone. So this particular story is still a bone of contention between myself and my other half.
Yeah, he sent me the photo of his
Yes.
prize thing.
Prize
the day
possession. Mm-hmm.
that you lost.
Yes. So whenever I'm having a rather dippy day and I'm getting annoyed with myself, because you do, like when I'm being really dippy, like, if I try and put the milk in the cupboard, or the other day I went to put like the butter in the recycling and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I've done this with remotes and all sorts.
Yeah, or you put something stupid in the
Remotes in the fridge.
Yeah, but things that don't live there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then wondering whether it is.
Yeah, exactly. So most of the time I'll catch myself before I completely act, but yeah. Anyway,
Most.
so most, yeah. So when I'm having a dippy day and I'm getting irritated with myself, my other half likes to chuck in a helpful, well, at least you didn't lose a car this time.
So the whole "you ruined Christmas."
Oh, no,
that
wasn't
has
me.
turned it. Yeah, I know, but that whole saying.
Yes,
that
it's now
you've
morphed
created.
into, well, at least you didn't lose a car
Yeah.
this time. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's great. So how on earth did I manage to lose a car? You're probably thinking. Like, did she park it and then forget where it was parked?
We do that too much.
I do that too, but this is, you know,
worse.
Yeah, you couldn't make it up. So this was at a time in my life when I really wasn't doing very well mentally. I'd crashed back into my pit of despair after cutting off contact with my mother.
Bye, the witch is gone.
Yeah, ding dong, the witch is
That's
gone.
it.
Yeah. You were close.
I
Not
know.
quite.
At the tune.
Yeah. Not the worst. And I was taking quite a hefty dose of medications. So at the time, I was on a very fun cocktail of 300 milligrams of venlafaxine, 150 milligrams of quetiapine, some diazepam chucked in when it was a particularly bad day.
That is a really lethal mix.
It is. The quetiapine in particular was horrendous because I only take 25 milligrams now to sleep. 150, I was like a zombie all day.
Yeah, but then added in with
the venlafaxine.
Ugh.
Nasty.
That's a really high dose as it is.
It is.
300 milligrams.
Yeah, that's the max.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, really bad. Yeah. So I wasn't working anymore by that point, and I was spending nearly all day in bed, dodging my responsibilities for the house and avoiding any attempt at self-care.
Water dodging.
I was water dodging. Yeah, that's what I say about my kids when they haven't showered for a couple of days. I'm like, stop being a water dodger. Go and get clean. I'm a pro water dodger, by the way. That's probably where they get it from.
It's all right. You showered today.
I have, and I've had to sit in bed for like an hour afterwards with the ick because wet hair on the back of my neck and just feeling greasy and overheating and horrible feeling.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree.
Yeah. So my other half and I at the time both had our own cars. So I had a little Mercedes A-Class, which was on lease, which was a throwover from when I was working. And I was still dealing with the financial commitment for that. Delightful. My other half had, and this car was like his baby, okay? It was a Mark V Golf GTI. And he adored it, you know?
Did he name it?
No, he didn't. But he spent a fortune on gubbins.
I can imagine.
And bits and bobs, and yeah. Like you didn't notice when we had the Mini, did you?
No.
No, because that Mini was, he did the same thing with that. Because it was a Cooper S. He made the exhaust sound like it was trumping all the time and all sorts. Yeah, made it pop pop. Mm. And you know, he's only a couple of years younger than me, so he's in his 30s. But he's driving these cars around like he's a feral teenager.
Oh, yes.
He still tries to do that now in a Volvo, what have we got, an XC90, which is like driving a sofa. He still tries to drive it like a race car. Stupid.
He doesn't try, he does.
I know. It's terrible. Anyway, so being in the mental state I was in at the time, admin was not my strong suit. And it was around the time of Cargate that I'd also been stung for not having my own car insured. I remember getting the letter through and I was like, it is insured? What a load of twaddle. It is. Now, I knew that I'd been on a direct debit cancelling spree because, as we discussed a few weeks ago, I have a habit of setting up like free trials and then completely forgetting to cancel them. So I do from time to time just go through all of my random direct debits. Like, don't need that, don't go away. Yeah.
Don't recognise this.
Yeah, rather than making phone calls to people and doing it properly, I just cancel it through the bank because it's easier. Sometimes, apart from when I do stuff like this. So what I'd done by accident is I had life insurance and car insurance that were both with companies that were spelled similarly.
Dangerous move.
And I'd cancelled my car insurance instead of my life insurance. Oops. So yeah, I got stung for that. So that kind of demonstrates just how disorganised I was and still am. But yeah. So do
you deal with the insurance now?
No. No, I can't be trusted. I have nothing to do with the cars at all. It's great. Can you imagine me trying to remember an MOT and stuff? It would just be a disaster.
See, I'm okay. The car people ring me up and go,
Oh, they remind
it's due.
you. Yeah.
It's due, let's book
That's
it
what
in.
I need somebody to nag me. Yeah, exactly. So the Christmas period for me it's always a low point because there's so many expectations. You know, you're supposed to do all these family things with bells and bloody whistles on, and my mother always used to make a big song and dance out of it as well. So I think just because of that, I have a natural aversion to it. You know.
Well, see, I always try and make it as big and fun as possible. My living room tends to look like Christmas threw up over it. Yeah. I get really sick of it after a few days because it just looks all cluttered. And I'm like, I just want to get rid of it now.
My stepmom, she literally used to take down her pictures and replace them with Father Christmas stuff.
Oh, would I go that far?
Oh no, she looked like a Christmas shopper just...
I'm probably close to that.
Coming out of vomiting bug over our whole house. Yeah.
Yeah, no, mine usually sticks with the living room because by the time I finish that, I'm like, I'm done.
Can't be bothered now. Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
But it looks like a proper full-on grotto thing.
I do it nicely for the kids, but if it was
That's
just me,
who I
wouldn't bother.
No, that's who I do it for.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I make all these elaborate lies that you tell your children, the white lies. And yeah, it's almost always epic when it comes to it.
Quite right. You've got to be really creative with children.
I helped out Santa.
Yeah.
I've got a really important role around Christmas.
It's like we have a very, very tardy tooth fairy in our house.
Yeah, my tooth fairy's not very good either.
No, she needs to be sacked, really. She's not very,
she needs to be proficient to somebody else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, the tooth fairy, when your son stayed at mine and lost
he's
a
always
tooth.
losing bloody teeth.
I know, but he stayed at mine and he lost a tooth. That even the tooth fairy there was bad.
Tardy.
Just bad.
Just suck them all, they're rubbish. Whereas when my kids lose a tooth at nanny's, right, they get little handwritten notes and everything.
Oh.
And a $5. Like
No.
that's a very prickly precedent, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. For the first tooth, they got a certificate.
Nice. Oh, I'm not that creative.
Yep.
No.
For each of them, they got a first certificate. My eldest son even got a proper little tooth box where all of his baby teeth went into. I found this the other day.
I'm literally just sat here thinking, how do we get onto this? How do we get? Yeah. How do we get?
No,
Tangent alert.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to put my little graphics on the screen every time we go off on a sidetrack. We're just like, yeah, we have digressed. I apologise. But we knew we could in this one because it's only a 3-minute read. It's quite a short one.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but we still need to stick to 20 minutes. And even though it's only a 3-minute read, we're 12 minutes in. So we're doing well. So let's just, Tooth Fairy needs to be sacked.
Just to clarify, I don't have any of his baby teeth anymore.
No, good.
Just the case.
Yeah. No, I don't, I'm probably going to open a drawer at some point. I don't look like some crazy serial killer. Anyway, so yes, I don't like Christmas. I do it for the sake of the kids, but I have a natural aversion to it.
Grinch.
Yeah. I'd quite happily sit there. I'm doing it again. Shut up. Don't start on another tangent. Bloody hell,
I'm going to get you a Grinch outfit.
Oh, yeah, do. And then you can dress your daughter up as mini Grinch.
Oh, yes.
Because all of Evie's kids...
No, she could be Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah, because all of Evie's kids, they look like a Who from Whoville. They've all got their little button noses.
They do.
Yeah.
I just need to have her hair go up all funny.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm doing it.
Yeah, do it. Anyway. So the kids were with their dad this Christmas. And I was just so sick of looking at the state of the house. And at that time, in my head, the housework had transformed into this insurmountable mountain of tasks. So there was I kid you not, nobody had any clothes left in their wardrobe anymore. They were clean, but they were all in a leaning tower of washing in the downstairs loo, which is where the little utility was. So you couldn't access the sink in there anymore because it was just covered.
It was just clean clothes
piled up nearly to the bloody ceiling. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know you hate putting clothes away, but that's impressive.
Yeah. There were cobwebs congealing around every light fitting. There was cat litter ground into the carpet.
Nice.
My daughter had stolen. Oh Christ! I remember this. She'd stolen one day my Dior lipsticks. Okay, now if you don't, they're like bloody 40 quid a pop, aren't they?
They are.
And this one was neon pink. Okay, and
Why?
because I went through a phase. You know when I had rainbow hair?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
I
I had bright pink lipstick. Yeah, it was pretty. Anyway, she decorated her walls with it, and it was ground all over her carpet. And she also had been cooking in her toy kitchen with actual eggs, which I didn't clock for about a week. So by the time I got to it...
How did you get a week in?
Because, that's why I clocked it. Because I was like, what is that? And went investigating. But her kitchen was like, it was tucked behind like the sofa. There was like a little play area behind the sofa that I sort of never went into and just shoved everything in there. And I went back there and there was like, bits of toast stuck under toys, and she'd been playing with proper eggs. It was all dried and starting to grow its own form of life over her toy kitchen.
More evidence.
And she'd also stolen, I don't know where she found them, permanent markers, and had been drawing smiley faces on the walls. I just,
really bad time.
Yes, it was great. Yeah. So I literally just threw my hands up and went, I'm not looking at it anymore. My kids aren't here. And I'm not doing it. So I buggered off. I left and I went to a friend's house who lives on his own and keeps his house very nice and tidy.
So tidy, he had no Christmas decorations?
No, he literally hadn't decorated for anything, okay? Now, he's Slovakian, and he's very, very Slovakian. All right, minor side tangent here. I remember standing outside with him, because I met him when we worked together at one of my first jobs. And we stood outside and he was hammering it down with rain, and he had an umbrella up, and he was just stood there with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and then the brolly shut on his head. Okay, now if you can imagine in like a Slovakian Godfather voice, him just going, oh, fuck's sake. It was really funny. And I, of course, didn't help him extricate himself from the umbrella because I was too busy laughing.
That's what good friends do.
Yeah, so that's where I went. And because he hadn't decorated, we made the trek over to good old B&Q and purchased...
Yes, instead of B&M where it's cheaper.
Yeah, well, he's a bit of a posh knob for being MC. Yeah. When he brings the kids...
Still not brought that Smeg coffee maker,
no,
though, has he?
No. But when he buys the kids stuff, it's from Marks and Spencer's. I know.
And Waitrose, I bet.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he loves a bit of Waitrose. Frightfully middle class, darling. So anyway, we bought this white plastic monstrosity of a tree because it's all they had left. And some of the really tacky baubles and, shamefully thin-looking tinsel. And genuinely, they don't make tinsel like they used to anymore.
I'm not a big fan of tinsel.
No, I'm not either. But the tinsel I have is from like the 1970s. I inherited that from my mother. It's still going strong today.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, whereas if you buy tinsel now and it snaps after 8 Christmas, it's rubbish.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
Especially because you've got big cats as well that go like to attack the tree.
I know, I gave up putting beads on the tree and everything because they just used to pull them off. Yeah, they're bad enough.
The fact that tinsel has lasted, it really shows how well they used to make it.
Because now I wrap it around the
stem.
That thing.
Trunk
What's it
thing.
called? Handrail on the stairs. Handrail?
Oh, that's what you're on about.
Yeah.
I thought you were on about the middle part of the tree.
No, I wrap it around the stairs. But what's that thing called? The banister. Jesus! We got there in the end. See? ADHD at its finest.
We've been like this all day.
We've been proper scatting. It's not good. We both got up, I literally got up this morning like some form of half-drunken sloth.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
My dream world is not very kind to me now. Just lately, it's been horrific.
You have your day nightmares, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Walking nightmares.
My daymares and nightmares. Both. Just any sort of dream world for me is just not fun.
It's bad news. Now, I've been going through a phase of like waking up at 5 a.m, like ready to start the day, and I'll get up and have breakfast and have my coffee and take my flower power pills, and then randomly once a week I'll wake up and be like, oh, I'm really tired. And that was today. So I woke up at about 10 to 8. I have to leave at 8:30 to take the kids into school. And I was sat there, took my flower power tablet, and I was like, I need this to kick in because I can't move yet. I've got no go-go power.
At least you know it's done for the week. You've had that one day now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
So you got...
I think it's just one of those days where I wake up and I've just run out of spoons.
Yeah.
There's just no spoons left.
Yeah. Even my husband this morning has noticed that I did not sleep well.
Yeah. Anyway, so by Christmas Day, I was feeling a bit more perky and managed to find that sliver of sanity that I'd left in some dark recess of my brain. I think having somebody to just like take care of me in a clean environment really helped as well.
Yeah.
And having like no responsibilities and everything looked nice and it was fine. So my other half and I had a good chat. He had donned his marigolds and tackled the house in my absence. And he came to collect me because I'd been having some Christmas tipples at that point. And by tipples, I mean I'd been intravenously consuming Baileys. Well, because that's what I do from like the 1st of December to...
It's your Christmas tradition.
It is, yeah. I kid you not, at one point this Christmas just gone, I looked at the top of the fridge because that's where we leave our recycling and there was like 14 empty bottles of Baileys. I was like, I think I have a problem.
I remember opening the fridge and then looking up like, whoa.
Yeah. Like, don't open it too aggressively, they'll all fall down.
Don't shut it too aggressively either.
No. So yeah, my other half and I, we'd had a good chat. Came to get me. And he left his car parked on the side of the road next to my friend's house and chauffeured me home in my car. But being as disorganised as we were at the time, it took us a good 6 weeks to go and get his car, mainly because it involved me actually having to leave the house. I mean, even now, it's a struggle to get me to go outside. I wouldn't leave the house at all if I didn't have to take my kids to school.
No, you wouldn't.
No. I'm quite happy to be a hermit, thank you. Leave me in my pit. And back then, it was like you couldn't get me to leave for love nor money. You know, it's like, oh, should we have a day out with the kids? No, I'm going to stay. It was even worse because it wasn't just leaving the house, it was you couldn't get me out of bed.
Yeah.
Not helped by the tablets I was on because I was just so...
Out of it.
Yeah, out of it all the time. So when we finally managed to undertake, and it was only a 30-minute drive, okay, but that, at the time that was just like, no, that's...
That's a 30-minute there, a 30-minute back.
That may as well be in Timbuktu for all I cared. So we got there, and his car was gone. It wasn't there. I know. So I proper panicking. Like, oh, what's happened?
Baby.
Somebody's stolen it? It's been nicked. Jesus, when was it nicked? Because, you know, it wasn't even anywhere familiar, really. I didn't know if anybody had, like, Ring doorbells and stuff. Excuse me. So we thought it had been robbed and called the police. And after much kerfuffering on the phone, because, you know, heaven forbid that they just answer your question the first time without jumping through. Hoops! Ding, ding, ding.
More hoops.
More hoops. We love hoops. It turns out that he'd asked me to tax it a few months previously. Now, I'd started to do it and gotten distracted. And when that happens, my brain promptly files the task under completed because starting it is as good as finishing it, yes? Well done, brain. It's like, you know, when you fill in the gaps when you're talking to people, or like when you look at a scene and your brain automatically like generates the missing features of what it perceives. My brain does that with tasks. It, you know, it generates the missing steps because I've finished something.
Same when you read. You can just read the first and the last letter. It doesn't matter where the other letters are placed in. It fills it in.
Yeah, it does. And that's why I'm really bad for spotting spelling errors, because, yeah, it looks right to me.
That's why it's difficult. That's why you get other people.
Get other people to proofread it, yeah.
Clearly, you need people to proof
the proof.
Check your tasks.
And that. Yes, I do. So...
That's why we make half a person.
It is,
yeah.
Yeah. Because we're both exactly the same.
Yeah.
Both have the same flavour of crazy and everything.
It's scary.
It is. So as his car...
For other people, it's scary.
Yeah.
For us, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
It's funny.
Other people are just like, they look at us sometimes and they're like, are you just the same person? And we're like, kinda.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone said it would be a dangerous world if there was two of me.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
The apocalypse has arrived. Oh dear. So anyway, as his car was left on the side of a public road, it had been towed because it wasn't taxed. And then because it took us so long to get it, it had then been sold at auction before we'd realised it was even gone. So
this is his pride and joy.
Can you imagine his face?
I remember him telling me about the radio he had in it and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Gone.
Do you remember it? Can you imagine his face? You think I would have murdered his firstborn.
I can't actually imagine his face because I've never seen him that angry.
But he still doesn't find it funny now.
I know.
I think it's hilarious, but when I talk about it now, he's still
hilarious.
really, really sore about this. Yeah, really, really. So,
I know.
Obviously, I can't be trusted with adult things at all.
He's learnt that.
Yeah.
The hard way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Soft option.
No. That's because we might have been able to get it back, with a couple of £100 fine or whatever it was. But because it took us bloody 6 weeks, yeah. Oops. So yeah, that's it for this episode. That was the ADHD Chronicles Part 1. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more shenanigans because I have plenty more stupid stories.
Oh yes.
Where that came from. And enjoy the rest of your day. Stay sane.
Bye.
Bye.